What does that even mean? I don't understand the words.
What? Yeah, now the English language fails you to describe the most obvious thing in the world.
The most obvious thing in the world. Okay. Yeah, that's why we're still debating about it in like 4 years later. The most obvious thing in the world. Okay, Destiny.
Wanting more evidence.
That is absolutely not true.
That is 100%.
Second statement to qualify you for antipsychotics. You're delusional. That is not true.
Look at the amount of projection Destiny has. Destiny's the only person here calling the other person delusional.
How we know that actually happened?
Wait, because there's testimony from like 20 different people.
Is this we're going with the Jan6 hearing? Is that where
I'm not going with the Jan6 hearing. I'm going from testimony from Steve Engel. I'm going from testimony from Rosen.
Remember, hearsay, hearsay, hearsay.
I wasn't there for that. When did this come out?
It was part of the whole J6 committee.
Oh, I thought we weren't talking about that though.
Oh, the J6. Oh, that's what it is. See, yeah, I didn't follow J6.
Okay, because you don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, actually, no. Let me qualify Destiny's statement. Nobody gives a crap about that. Well, you know what? If Destiny wants to get stuck in the past, then let him be the crazy old grandfather. Oh, remember January 6th? Oh, the worst thing since 9/11. I can imagine that. And the kids are gonna be like, oh yeah, yep, crazy grandpa.
The people who vote every time in mail-in ballots, they're more accustomed to the process. They're less likely to make an error in the process. When you have millions and millions of first-time persons using it, does it not make sense that there would be a higher error rate rather than a lower error rate?
No.
Okay.
But before we get to this, actually, there was something else I want to watch first. A very specific clip. Because yesterday was January 6th, and I completely didn't even realize that. Yeah, this is a channel. All right, this one. We need to watch this.
Convenient it is that we have to actually invent new language.
Like, Destiny literally is debating a legislator right now on the whole January 6th stuff that happened 4 years ago. Officially 4 years ago. Literally to the day. Well, it's the 7th now, but you know what I mean.
To describe what Trump actually meant. But for Biden, we have to ignore what he actually said and then like invent like whole new meaning there.
You mean like peacefully and patriotically that you invented that was a way of saying attack and that's the insurrection?
Hold on. That was an hour-long speech. He called to fight like 10 times in this speech. Why would I take the one time where he says, I know you'll be marching down to the Capitol, where they all happen to march down to the Capitol and then...
Is there... I want to know if is there a full video of this? Whatever. We'll just watch it.
Engage in a riot. Was that a coincidence?
And you can find every political leader on the left and the right saying fight, 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 fight. You can find video montages of them saying fight and fight. He said, we're going to fight for our rights. That's not saying go in there and blow up a building or kill people.
Give me one other time.
Yes, true. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Legislator. Thank you.
Where they have called for a massive amount of people to go to an area knowing that there was going to be... No, not peacefully and patriotically.
He said peacefully and patriotically.
Oh, so what, all of them misheard the message?
No, what I'm saying is... First
No. How did a riot happen if that's what he said? Are all of them too stupid to understand English and they just happened to engage in a riot? Explain how that happened.
First and foremost...
You're not going to explain it. You're just going to keep dancing around it.
No, I think some of them got violent and that they shouldn't have gotten violent. Does that mean that he's telling them to get violent?
So it was a coincidence.
No, it's not a coincidence.
So what happened? So he sent them down there, and the people that he riled up and sent down there, they got violent? Why?
What does that even mean? I don't understand the words.
Now the English language fails you to describe the most obvious thing in the world.
What is
the most obvious thing in the world? Okay, yeah, that's why we're still debating about it in like 4 years later. The most obvious thing in the world. Okay, Destiny.
He didn't say go down peacefully and patriotically. You're inventing words. He said, I know you'll be going down there soon and peacefully and patriotically making your voices heard.
So what part did I make up then?
He didn't say go peacefully and patriotically. He didn't say that. He never ordered anybody to be peaceful.
He said and you talk about...
And he never ordered anyone to go down and... Actually, wait. No, that's a lie. I thought Trump did like say... like we're gonna walk down to the Capitol and peacefully, patriotically. That is an order. He did order some... He did... somewhat pseudo order them to do that, but like still, but this is how you can see that Destiny's like lying here, because like he's literally discrediting his the whole point of him bringing up the whole the January 6th in the first place. Like, well, Trump had a big part in it, but apparently, I guess according to Destiny, Trump didn't like order anyone to do anything. Like, what?
And peacefully and patriotically making your voices heard.
So what part did I make up then?
He didn't say go peacefully and patriotically. He didn't say that. He never ordered anybody to be peaceful.
He said.
Oh, he never ordered anyone to be peaceful. Okay.
So, and you talk about how he said fight 10 times.
I mean, he literally said go peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. That would, you could insinuate that he was, you could, what's the word? Probably shouldn't assume, but you could assume with that statement to, that he's ordering them to peacefully do that. So, another lie. Good job, Destiny.
He said one of those times is he said, "Oh, this."
He said, "You got to fight like hell, or you're going to lose your country."
Yeah, you got to fight like hell, or you're going to lose your country, which is the exact same language that we've heard from Hillary Rodham Clinton. We've heard that from Schumer. We've heard that from Obama. We've heard that from every
so then can I find
leader,
there
from
people
Biden.
marching down to a federal building to stop an election?
Why is it that when he says fight like hell, that because of this context, all of a sudden he's starting insurrection?
Because
True.
He said it for the first time in U.S. history. We had to delay the certification of our vote because he was trying to overturn the outcome of the election. And there's
by a day. By a day, because a riot got out a little out of control, bro. Okay, all right. Chill, man. This is 4 years ago. No one cares about this anymore. Like literally, Destiny's the only person that cares about this.
There's no other example of that happening.
When he's trying to ensure, I'll tell you right now, well, the reason MAGA is there. The reason MAGA is there.
The reason
look
MAGA
how
is
mad he is.
Because after he said it for the first time in U.S. history, we had to delay the certification of our vote because he was trying to overturn the outcome of the election. And there's no other example of that happening.
He truly believes this. Oh man, he is deluded. He has been deluded. Well, you know what? If Destiny wants to get stuck in the past, then let him be the crazy old guy, the crazy old grandfather. It's being stuck in the past. I was like, oh, remember January 6th? Oh, the worst thing since 9/11. I can imagine that. And the kids are gonna be like, oh yeah, yep, crazy grandpa. Well, that's gonna be funny. If he even has grandkids. He only has one kid. I don't think he's gonna have any more. He can't really find a stable partner.
When he's trying to ensure, I'll tell you right now, well, the reason MAGA is there. The reason MAGA is there is because
he called them there because he lied to them for over a year that the election was false.
For over a year.
Yeah, he was
election happened 2 months earlier.
Yeah, and 12 months.
Yes. Because Trump being this evil genius, he can just tell that he was going to lose the election. That's why he was saying that we were going to lose it. And then he just, like, because Trump knew in advance, years in advance, that we're going to lose that election. So I need to start creating a whole 3D, 4D chess type of game plan to make sure everyone's always is riled up for the January 6th event. Yeah. So we could do that plan, that terrible plan. Yeah, the evil scheme. I'm like, bro, like Destiny, you're like, it's just fun to point out his what do you call it? I guess delusions? There has to be a better word for that.
Months before that, he was saying mail-in ballots are going to be rigged.
Oh, Trump derangement disorder. There's a way term for that. That's funny.
The same thing that Jerry Nadler had said and that Chuck Schumer had said, and everyone had said that mail-in ballots were the most distrustable
The difference is that when Democrats
world.
made that contention, they were doing it to state bodies that then ensured the integrity of their machines. One of the big criticisms prior to this that gets cited a lot is Democrats saying, we're not sure if we trust the way that these machines work, so all of them were disconnected from the internet for the elections. They weren't able to be accessed online. They were saying things. There was not a single thing that Donald Trump ever said to make mail-in ballots more secure.
What do you mean? What does that
Just
mean?
what I said. What part of what I just said did you not understand? Donald Trump didn't say a single way to improve the mail-in ballot system. He said we need to ban all of it.
What words could any human have said that would have made that mail-in ballots more secure?
I don't know. We could change the authentication process on how we send.
Was there an authentication process? Because it seemed like there wasn't.
Notice how you just pivoted because you were so fucking wrong with what you just said?
No, nothing.
Donald Trump didn't spend a single ounce of effort. You know why he did that? Because he knew that Democrats would take it more seriously to all the COVID restrictions and to mail-in.
Really?
Why are you looking at me like you don't understand? He said multiple times, show up and vote on that day. Go down.
The reason why he's looking at you like you have no idea what you're saying because you're ranting on something that happened 4 years ago, and you're just upset that no one cares about it, and you're the only person that cares about it. Like, it's just funny. It's just fun to watch. Look at him just thrashing around. This guy right here, just thrashing around.
Did all the COVID restrictions and to mail-in.
Really?
Why are you looking at me like you don't understand? He said multiple times, show up and vote on that day. Go down on that day and vote. We know the Dems are going to use mail-in ballots, and we know all the mail-in ballots are going to be...
But when Trump says peacefully and patriotically, we ignore that. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Oh, when Trump tried to get some security onto the Capitol before January 6th, because he announced that we were going to have like some sort of like, he was going to have a like a rally or some sort of speech during January 6th. We don't care about that piece of information. That fact doesn't exist.
Rigged, and in every single case where they tried to present evidence, most of it bullshit that it was rigged, it all failed.
Really?
Yes, really.
Most of the cases that every case that they brought in that showed BS. First of all, that's not true. As more and more time is going on, we're actually finding more evidence.
That is absolutely not true.
That's 100%.
Second statement to qualify you for antipsychotics. You're delusional. That is not true.
Really?
We have never found evidence of widespread.
Look at the amount of projection Destiny has. Destiny is the only person here calling the other person delusional. It's just projection.
Voter fraud.
Going on, we're actually finding more evidence.
That is
and notice how he says the second time. Well, this is a clip, so like I want to find the full video. So maybe there was another type play. I mean, you can assume that he says this is the second time. So like it was the first time. So the first time he already called him delusional. This is the second time he's calling him delusional or making some sort of weird joke about how he needs psychotics or something. Wait, psychotic. Maybe that's the word for Destiny. He's psychotic. Probably.
Absolutely not true.
That's 100%.
Second statement to qualify you for antipsychotics. You're delusional. That is not true.
Really?
We have never found evidence of widespread voter fraud or anything enough to be outcome determinative.
You just changed outcome determinative. All of a sudden, we're just introducing, widespread, outcome determinative.
Because that's the only voter fraud that matters. Not my grandma might have written her name wrong, or some guy voted in favor of his dad who didn't know he got the ballot.
What about the authentication process, which all of a sudden, authentication processes traditionally had always knocked out roughly 7% of all ballots, and in 2020, knocked out less than 1%. How is that possible? Tell me how that's logically possible.
Sure, hold on.
There was no authentication process.
Can your mind explore for one moment why that might be the case?
Because they decided we're not going to have an authentication process.
Oh, then how were 1% rejected?
I said less than 1%.
How were any rejected if there was no process? No, because what you just said was ridiculous. That's right. What you just said was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Why? You think every ballot place did the exact same thing?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention for a split
second. Every ballot
second.
place did the exact same thing?
No, I didn't say every ballot place did the exact same thing.
So then less than 1% means that a handful of places were doing it, but by and large there was.
So some were. What are you even saying?
I'm saying that 6.5%. I'm saying roughly 6% of things that should have been knocked out were never knocked out. That would have been knocked out in any other election.
That's not how numbers or stats work, right?
What?
Traditionally, mail-in ballots were used for some exceptional circumstances.
Yes.
You either can't get to a polling place, you request a ballot, you're military overseas or whatever, right? On a case where you have the mail-in ballot rate maybe going up 100 times, why would you expect the error rate to stay the exact same when your cohort is changing dramatically in character?
I would expect it to go up dramatically because these are people doing...
You don't understand.
No, Lawgic. Lawgic.
No.
Just use Lawgic.
No, Destiny doesn't understand. He's going to explain it, I think.
No, you're not using Lawgic. You don't understand stats or numbers. You're not using Lawgic.
Well, relax for a second. Think for a second.
Yeah, he needs to think. He needs to chill.
The people who vote every time in mail-in ballots, they're more accustomed to the process. They're less likely to make an error in the process. When you have millions and millions of first-time persons using it, does it not make sense that there would be a higher error rate rather than a lower error rate?
Yes. Oh my God, true. And this is the part where I was like, yeah, I need to watch this.
No.
Okay. I would be a higher error rate rather than a lower error rate.
No.
Okay.
You don't even know if the people who use...
Destiny doesn't even... Wow. No. Oh, so people that first timers using the system that they did not know, like in a general study, like for the most part, you would see a higher error rate. Like that's just... People that don't use things for the first time and not used to it are just like, people are going to make mistakes. Like human error is a thing. Like, I guess Destiny doesn't understand that.
Use mail-in ballots, use them all the time.
Okay.
I don't do the military, but my understanding is isn't the average...
We literally just clarified that these are all new people. These are all new people. Come on now. Like we're not, he keeps going back to the fact that, well, these people have always been using it, but we're talking about specifically new people. He can't get that through his head, I guess.
Average military contract, like 5 years? Isn't that like an average military contract? In that case, they probably only do one mail-in ballot. So it wouldn't surprise me.
You're assuming that military, the only form of people actually doing.
My guess is it's probably the large. Somebody can Google it. That's be my guess is that's probably.
Someone can Google it. So look at him. He backs him into a corner, and now he's like, "Oh, actually, I mean, we could just Google it. We can just Google it." Like, okay, all right, Destiny.
Probably the largest cohort of people that do the mail-in ballots, probably military people.
Okay.
Do you acknowledge that Donald Trump was trying to direct his DOJ to lie to states about investigations? Do you think that's
another pivot to not a completely different topic, but like notice how he jumped from the one issue that he knew that he was completely wrong against, Destiny, this guy right here, and now we're just gonna jump. Literally, he projects so much. The only reason I'm saying this is because Destiny was the one that said it. And I'm like, okay, he accuses the other person, and then he just does exactly the same thing that he accuses that the other person does. Like,
lie to states about investigations? Do you think that's...
I wasn't there. What do you reference?
When Donald Trump was telling his Department of Justice...
Oh, this is maybe this is the part when I wanted to watch this. Destiny lies, like, purposely right here. And I'm gonna let it play. And then I'll point out let's just see if you can figure it out.
That I need you guys to send letters out to 7 different states saying that we found a lot of evidence of voter fraud. So
I think he got frantic down the stretch there. I think a lot of things
frantic.
I think a lot of things he did there are things he should not have done.
So then, would you agree that they were authoritarian in nature?
I wouldn't call that authoritarian. No. I wouldn't call it authoritarian.
Okay, so when
it's authoritarian if there's punishment. If there's punishment if you fail to abide by it. What punishment came to anyone who failed to abide by something that he had?
Authoritarianism is only when punishment.
Well, if I tell you right now, go outside and go to your bank and give me $1,000, and you say go F yourself, in that case, that no one would say I'm being authoritarian.
What if you tell me if I don't do it, you're going to fire me and then find someone else who will?
Okay, fine. And what came first? I don't know how we know that actually happened.
Wait, because there's testimony from 20 different people.
Is this we're going with the J6 hearing? Is that where
I'm not going with the J6 hearing? I'm going from
Oh, you're not going from the January 6th hearing? What? You're going from testimonies within the January 6th hearing. Is that what you're going to say? Is that what that's going to say? Let's hear it.
How we know that actually happened?
Wait, because there's testimony from 20 different people.
Is this we're going with the J6 hearing? Is that where
I'm not going with the J6 hearing? I'm going from testimony from Steve Engel. I'm going from testimony from Rosen, from testimony from Donahue, from testimony from Hirschman, from testimony from Giuliani, Sidney Powell. What do you mean?
Remember, hearsay. That's literally what Destiny's saying right here. This person, he said that he heard Trump said this. Another name. Trump said this behind closed doors. Another name. Trump said this behind closed doors. Another, like, bro, that's literally what he's doing right now, because that's what the January 6th committee was. Like, it was heavily biased and skewed to for finding anything that stuck on. Like, they basically just got a bunch of spaghetti and threw it at the wall and seeing which one would stick. And that's what all those people were. Just testimony under perjury. Okay, like perjury is a high standard, but everything is still hearsay. So give me a legit give me an audio clip or a video like that. That would be way more proof than hearsay. Let's just say that.
I don't know which state. Oh, you don't trust any of those people.
I didn't say that. You just threw words in my mouth. You literally just took a sentence. We're going with the J6 hearing. Is that where
I'm not going with the J6 hearing? I'm going from testimony from Steve Engel. I'm going from testimony from Rosen, from testimony from Donahue, from testimony from Hirschman, from testimony from Giuliani, Sidney Powell. What do you mean?
I don't know which state.
Oh, you don't trust any of those people.
I didn't say that. You just threw words in my mouth. You literally just took a sentence and threw. What I said is I literally don't know about that because I never was looking at that. You're throwing at me this data point, which you're basically saying these are things he said.
What do you think it means that you don't know?
What I'm saying is I was not following that element.
You don't care about the fact that the president of the United States you had all these things to say to Merrick Garland, but you don't care that the president of the United States trying to order his DOJ to lie to states for the outcome of an election?
I wasn't there for that. When did this come out?
It was part of the whole J6 committee.
What did you say before? Wait, we're at 8:05. We're at 8:05. I thought we weren't talking about the January 6th committee. Oh, this came up for the whole January 6th committee. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not going with the J6 hearing. I'm going from testimony from Steve Engel. I'm going from testimony from Rosen.
Wow. Lies. Good job, Destiny. Liar. True.
Dates for the outcome of an election?
I wasn't there for that. When did this come out?
It was part of the whole J6 committee.
Oh, I thought we weren't talking about that, though. Oh, interesting. Okay, all right.
Oh, the J6. Oh, that's what it is. See, yeah, I didn't follow the J6 committee.
Okay, because you don't give a fuck about...
Yeah, no. Let me qualify Destiny's statement. Nobody gives a crap about that. Nobody. It's 4 years in the past. No one looks at it as something that was good. It was bad, and we're moving on from it. No one wants to pay attention to it because it's literally nothing. Who cares? Actually, no, something did come out of it. The legislators had to clarify a specific positioning for what the vice president can do, and they did that, and now they've remedied the situation. It could never happen again. We're moving on from that. But Destiny just can't. He can't. And he's literally going to be the crazy old man when he gets older.